So we did this a little while ago. I taught Japa one Sunday night using our hand, but I thought tonight, have anybody not got some beads? Because there's some up there as well. Has everyone got beads? Okay. So oftentimes people feel like they would like to have a bit more spirituality into their life, and maybe not sure how to do it on a on a daily basis. They get, it's one thing to come to meditation on Sundays or Fridays or Tuesdays. Oh, we also Wednesdays. But to have a daily practice where we set aside some time and make that commitment that we're going to do our own meditation practice each day, and to use that time to try and be really attentive when we're practicing meditation. As the nature of our mind is that it's really fickle. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna said that he thought controlling the mind was more difficult than controlling the wind. So that's just an indication of how stubborn, how powerful our mind can be. And anyone who suffers from anxiety or depression knows it fully well, that the mind can really take them to dark places, and it's really difficult to get out of that place. And so we don't want to have our mind being in control of our life. We, the spirit soul, need to be in control of our mind. And when we see that our mind's going elsewhere and leading us wherever, whether it's worrying about the future or thinking about the past, neither of which you can do anything about, especially things that happened in the past. I mean, it's finished, right? It's like 0 point in going back there because it's done. It's like, how am I going to deal with now? Right? And not a lot of point in projecting into the future, because who knows, right? Like about 6 weeks ago, people in the Ukraine were just living peaceful lives, going about their business, and then their whole life's been upended, so we have no idea, right? So we can be, thinking about stuff in the future and something else can happen. So what we need to focus on is, what can I do each day? What can I do now to make my life more successful, spiritually, for ourselves, not materially. Material success is, a little bit on the irrelevant side. You can be materially successful and really, really miserable. So it's like, material success is not what we should be aiming for. There's nothing wrong with some material success, but don't get caught up in it. But what's real success is when the living being, us, the spirit soul, manage to understand our true nature, to live in this world in peace and harmony with the Supreme Soul, to be living in a way that's caring and kind and compassionate towards others, and trying to help them in some way, be of some service. And the things that help bring that consciousness about is by having our own daily meditation practice. And Lord Gauranga, we celebrated the appearance of Lord Gauranga a couple of weeks ago. Lord Gauranga taught that we should try and do some meditation where we keep count. Not that you're counting on the beads, but you have a system of meditation, which is this way, where you actually keep a track of how much meditation you do. So it's not like a whimsical thing that, I'll do 5 minutes today, I'll do, half an hour tomorrow, I'll do whatever, nothing the next day, or, all over the place kind of thing. Lord Gauranga wanted everybody to set aside some time every day, and the time that's recommended is like an hour or an hour and a half before sunrise, which just changed. So each person's got to work it out according to their own work situation, their own living situation. But just sort of keep in mind that earlier in the morning the better, because the atmosphere is conducive for our meditation. It's conducive for us to be able to focus, to actually be more attentive when we meditate. Other times of the day our mind can be, you try and sit and meditate about 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to be thinking, I've got to do this, I'm going to do that, So it's like different times of day have different influence on our consciousness. And then around sunset is also a very conducive time to do your japa meditation. So it's japa, J-A-P-A, japa. And it means quietly, softly to oneself, chanting. And so with the beads, you can easily set an amount of time to practice meditation. You don't have to be worried, look at the clock and go, has it been 5 minutes, has it been 10 or 15 or whatever, You can actually use the beads. And, you'll see in the first couple of days roughly how long it takes you to practice the meditation using the japa beads. And then you go, okay, well, I could like to do, 2 rounds a day or 1 round a day or, 15 rounds a day. Or something, like you set yourself an amount that you think you can realistically practice each day without letting it slide. And that way you'll increase your spirituality in your daily life, and you will increase your sense of peace and happiness, and more understanding, more spiritual wisdom will manifest, because our heart and mind become more purified by chanting. And so it's that cleansing. When we chant, it has a cleansing effect on our heart and mind. And so like when you leave here after kirtan, you feel like a weight's been lifted off you, especially if you've come with something going on in your life. You kind of like, you're ready to embrace the world more. It's kind of like, okay, I can cope with whatever's going on, at least till you get to your car and when you get home. But so japa meditation it gives us that on a daily basis, and gives us that time and that place to actually remember, oh, that's right. I don't belong in this world. I'm an eternal spiritual being. I really need to spend some time each day taking care of my spiritual needs, my actual real needs. Not, like we spend 8 hours a day, maybe working, plus travel time. There's X number of times like people sleep, maybe 7 hours a day. There you go, 15 plus the travel time. Then there's, food preparation time and shopping and cleaning and washing and keeping your car together. Like out of the hours, the 24 hours, we sort of get, it's like, again, people talk about work-life balance. You ever heard that saying? There's not much work-life balance when you consider, you spend 7 hours or so sleeping, 8 hours at work, and you only have it, and then you've got all your chores and stuff, your daily thing. There's very little time left for you to do anything for your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. So we really need to make the most of the time we have. Don't kind of just get sucked into social media or zombing in front of a TV just because work was tough and you just kind of need some time to just kind of like not have to think too much. Instead grab your beads and do some meditation. So that's what the japa is. There's all sorts of different kind of beads you can get. We have these really nice ones. They're $10 if you like to keep them. So what we're going to do, there's a head bead. And so on that bead, on the head one, if a person has been initiated by a spiritual teacher like I had, then I offer my respects to my spiritual teacher on that head bead. And what we encourage people to do is to say the mantra Gauranga on that head bead. Gauranga was the one who said, do japa every day, right? Keep count and keep focus. And then on the next bead, the system is you use your right hand, because the Vedic system is the right hand's for clean things, food and meditation beads. The left hand's for dirty things, money and other things. so that's a Vedic system. You keep them kind of separate, you know. And so with the beads is you start next to the head bead, and on each bead you use your thumb and usually the second finger. And you just kind of roll them a little bit. Some people are more, a bit more intense how they do it. They roll them hard. Other people, it's just very soft and, not much movement at all. It doesn't matter. Just whatever way is going to help you focus your attention on the sound of the mantra.
I thought you didn't use your index finger.
No, it's not usually used. It's just thumb and the second finger.
Yes,
yeah. But some people it's not comfortable, so they use the index finger. But so that's the idea. And so in each bead, you say the mantra. You can use the Hare Krishna mantra or the mantra Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. So we're going to use Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana tonight. Hopefully you can all see it. And so on each bead you say the whole mantra, and then you work your way around the beads, and you come up to here, and then you go back the way you came, right? So they go, I turn around and go backwards, Balaram Krishnas goes backwards, yeah? You go back that way, yeah? I turn around and go back. There's no rule, okay? The idea is to be able to focus your attention, to keep your mind focused on your meditation. So it's said softly, and Japa meditation is not meant as a group practice so much, it's meant as an individual practice. And so what I request is that you say the mantra softly so you can hear. And so the person next to you can focus on saying the mantra so that they can hear themselves say it, right? So you're not like loud, just soft enough. So you're using your lips, you're using your hearing, and you're using your sense of touch. We're going to do it a little bit slowly, so you can try and meditate on the sound, you can keep your focus, and these are high-tech virus zappers, so they power up and down a bit sometimes. We don't have a remote for zapping them quieter. That's gone off again? Has that? Nittai! And someone knock on the, there, it's here. Thanks. Okay, we live stream this because there's other people who can't make it because they've got little kids and stuff. So we'll do it together. You start next to the, we'll start on the head bead, and it's Gauranga. And then on the next bead, you have a problem?
Oh no, I'm just wondering if it's a bit drafty, maybe we should
we're actually trying to keep some airflow. Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen in winter, but it's trying to make it as safe as possible for everybody. So you might just need to bring more winter willies as time goes on. So each bead, the whole mantra. All good? Good. Okay. I'll start it off so you can get the feeling of the pace, and of course I'm going to say it a little bit louder so you can hear, and then I'll go quieter and quietly. Is that okay? We'll just go around once so you can get a nice feel for it and just try and focus. And if you get the words mixed up or you're not sure which bead you're up to, don't worry, just move on to the next bead, say the mantra. Okay? Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Gopala, Govindarama Matana Mohana. Gopala 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 Govindarama Matana Mohana. Take a deep breath in and out. And just being mindful. Aham Brahmasmi, I'm an eternal spiritual being. Namaste. Thank you.